That's right, folks. We're back live, taking your questions and showing you the hottest games here at E3 2011. Up next, it's a third-person shooter where you can call things down from the sky, but not just like missile strikes, like entire structures to help you in battle. It's called Starhawk. And joining me here is Dylan Jobe, president of the developer Lightbox Interactive. Dylan, welcome to the stage show.
Thanks for having me.
We're really excited to have you. Obviously, Starhawk, you guys are showing it off in the Sony press conference. How's E3 been for you so far, showing off your game?
It's been absolutely fantastic. We've got multiplayer on the floor, a LAN party, so there's tons of people there playing it, having a great time, and I love hearing people talk about it, whether it's Warhawk fans that wanted to come and see what we did, or whether it's people that are new to it. It's just absolutely awesome. I'm happy.
So pretty packed over there. If you folks are at the show, you can head over there, but if you're not at the show and you want to see maybe something new, we've got it here for you. Talk to us about what you guys brought to show off.
Well, so our senior producer from Santa Monica is here. He's queued up a solo mission that we're streaming to you guys live right now, and this isn't on the show floor, so you guys are seeing it here.
And so when you say solo mission, Starhawk has a lengthy single-player campaign.
It has a single-player campaign, yeah. It's Warhawk was multiplayer only, and we love the multiplayer in Warhawk, but we really wanted to try to do something new, not only with build and battle in our new systems, but really deliver a solo campaign.
All right, so give us a sense of place here in the solo campaign.
So actually what we've done here is Harvard's kind of played forward with the mission a little bit. It plays, to some degree, a lot like some of the tower defense games, only it's, 3D, it's got all the detail and all of that stuff.
Sure.
And in this case here, he's got enemy units attacking him from a specific location. And he's kind of in a combat sandbox. It's not like a traditional shooter where you kind of linearly work your way through, encounter, sure, corridor. Yeah, he's in a combat sandbox. He's using building battle to build structures to kind of defeat that challenge however he wants. He's built a comm tower there, which allows him to spawn 3 allied AI bots to fight along with him. He's fighting some of these outcast warriors. This green energy that he's collecting is Rift energy, and that's the economy of the game. We wanted to make building battle very simple, very easily to understand, and critical to that was the economy loop. You kill to build and build to kill. You don't have to harvest gold or cut stone or anything. Shoot a target, it drops energy, you collect it, you use it to build.
And so you're collecting it from slain enemies, and then boom, you just call up the radial menu.
Yeah, you've got a build and battle inventory. In this case,
and wham, it's
right there.
And this is coming down from like low orbit or something,
yes,
right?
Cutter, who's the kind of your gear man. He commands a dropship that's in orbit. He's also kind of your narrator, talking head in the game, and he's sending these structures down. Now, what Harvard's been able to do here, as he's playing, is he's able to create a barrier using walls. And what he did right there is he used the control panel on the build and battle structure to upgrade one of them to be a team-based gate, so that he can create a defensive barrier between the enemies and the extractor.
And so, we're talking comm towers, gates, turrets.
Yeah. I mean, everything from they just destroyed one of his structures. So,
and so that's a valid strategy for your enemy.
That's a valid strategy
to break the stuff you brought in to help out.
Destroy the walls so they can get through, or they may attack the comm tower so that you lose the ability to get AI allies. So you have to rebuild it. You've got comm towers so you can get AI enemy or allies. You've got garages so you can get ground vehicles. Launch pads so you can spawn hawks.
Ground vehicles, you say?
Ground vehicles.
give me the rundown. What are we talking here? Like a motorcycle or?
Well, actually, you're the first one to ask me about it, so kudos to you. In our trailer that we showed at the Sony press conference, we showed a brief section of one of the new vehicles. We don't have the official name for it. We've been referring to it as the Jet Viking. It's a wicked fast one-player vehicle that's used mainly for players who want to do blitz offense. Really fast vehicle, it can kind of hop around.
Nice.
And that's one of them. We've got a 4x4 which has a driver, a passenger. The passenger can use his weapons as he's being driven around. He's got a turret. Actually, what we're seeing here is you're seeing part of the building battle phase. This is how a mission plays out while it's in a player's hands. Cutter is telling Emmett, the hero of the game, hey, look, you've got enemies attacking you, and much like a tower defense game where it might say these guys are attacking here, these guys are attacking next. That's the status window up in the left corner.
He's got the intel, so you can plan your defenses.
And you can see that red tick mark in the HUD. Hawks are going to be landing there in about 37 seconds. So the player gets to set up his strategy, but still with some time urgency. There you saw the AI are smart enough to know that if they have a vehicle that's available, they will transition out of ground combat AI mode, climb into a vehicle, and use it.
And there he is advancing on the enemy.
Absolutely. And now the player character, Emmett, can run around, hang out, use that Mac as cover. He can also, use high ground. He can come up to this thing and deploy another Hawk. Boom! His AI guy gets into that Hawk again.
And now that costs resources, right?
It does, but that's a good point. A launch pad costs 8 Rift energy.
Yeah.
But once you have a launch pad up, it only costs 4 to build a Hawk.
To build a Hawk and keep them coming.
Right, exactly. And so there's
okay.
this really wicked, I love that scene. There's some really wicked strategies online because if your enemy is coming at you with a lot of air superiority, you can do some surgical strikes and destroy their launch pads, which neuter their
Maybe
ability.
hop on the jet bike, zip in
Hop
there.
on the jet bike, get in, plant some explosives, blow that stuff up, and then they lose their launch pads, so then they can't be as formidable in the air. And here, bam! That's destructible power right there. All the buildings that fall in from the sky, oh my god, that's crazy. They can crush all the structures. Yeah, we dropped another launch pad. Of course, a launch pad always comes with 1 Hawk, so you don't have to pay extra.
Right, now, so the structures that come in can be destroyed.
Absolutely.
Can you drop structures on other structures?
You can, but only in what we call sockets. So it's not like, you can't go into someone's, let's say, base in a multiplayer, and they built walls, and then just like grief their walls with your structures. You can't do that.
Yeah,
but
that seems
what
fair.
you can do is you can build a bunker or a wall, and some parts are socketable, so that they get a buff when you build them into other structures.
Okay.
You can build a bunker and put 3 auto turrets on it, and now they're more powerful.
Makes the bunker tougher, makes your battlefield presence that much stronger.
Absolutely.
Now, you can't go to an enemy base and drop something, say, on their stuff, but can you go into an enemy base and then call in something like behind enemy lines?
Yes, you can. Yeah, and that's a big part of the strategy. I mean, you want to have good people on defense so you can be protecting your base. Some weapons can be used to attack structures, so you got some kind of structure defense. I mean, actually, one of the really neatest weapons in the build and battle arsenal is actually a thing we call the Rift Bomb. It's a build and battle structure that you place in someone else's base. And it's a structure, but it's like a ticking time bomb. It builds up pressure and counts down, and if it finishes, it blows up into a huge explosion, but they can destroy it, getting a lot of
They've got a bit
energy.
of a time window,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's a gamble.
Here you can see Harvard was able to get up into the sky, and his allies were able to seamlessly transition from mech mode in a Hawk to flight mode, and now he's engaging in the air. But a player can play this a totally different way. If someone, let's say, didn't like to fly around, which would be crazy, but let's say they did,
Yeah, so you want to stay on the
they
ground.
could build beam turrets and use rockets on the ground and just attack them from anti-air. That's a completely valid strategy. And you can see the tick marks in the upper left-hand corner. As the player completes the Build a Battle challenge, it shows what phase of the mission he's been able to complete. And in this case, he still has flight vehicles left.
Now, you said this mission was a little ways into the campaign. Question coming in from Tom, let's see, from one of our users here, Chris in Miami, actually, asking about the campaign mode in terms of, length. What are we talking?
Yeah, it's always a big question, right? It's like, they want to know, is it like 500 hours? It's not 500 hours of gameplay. We've been targeting all along best-in-breed shooters, right? If you're going to get Call of Duty, you're going to drop it home and get the same length of single-player experience as best-of-breed shooters.
All right. Keeping up with the genre.
Yeah, I think you just destroyed the last one. And that
Mission complete.
You just completed the mission. So, Cutter, the guy up in the sky, is telling him congratulations. And here's a really cool part of the way solo play in Starhawk plays out. At the end of every mission, because they're so variable and there's so much emerging gameplay, that it tallies how you played. You earn your experience points, of course, which completely tie into multiplayer. But you get these little achievement awards based on how you played. Did you play it with more turrets? Did you play it with more aircraft? And each one of those pays out an XP bonus. So if Harvard wanted to, our producer, he could play this mission again and play the specific other achievements, specific awards. I'm going to play only in the ground, or I'm going to try to have my AI do almost all the combat and earn experience that way.
So we saw a couple of awards. You can only earn those once per mission, but you can earn a whole suite of them per mission.
Right. So
that replay incentive. Is
yeah.
there.
So of course we're always playing with the design. What we're thinking right now is, the first time you win one of those awards, you always get your XP bonus, and you can farm them later, but they don't pay out their XP bonus. So if you want, we want to promote replay, but we're not going to rob you from that award. You can win it again, you just don't get that.
Of course, you're just not getting the bling, you're not getting the leveling up. And Rachel in London is actually curious about leveling up. You mentioned it spans both single player and multiplayer.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how that system works.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
So, one of the things that we saw from Warhawk is we were multiplayer only. And multiplayer only is a deep game. It's got a lot of facets to it, and we found that players really needed some time to acclimate and grok the systems. And so, not only did we want the solo campaign to really promote the universe and the characters, but we wanted to give players kind of a comfort zone so that they could get comfortable with multiplayer. And so someone could jump into solo play in Starhawk, play that, level up, get familiar. As you level up, you unlock a skill point for every level. Those skill points can be spent on skills like perks that are used in multiplayer. And so someone, granted, hardcore players are probably going to go bam, right into online. But someone who wants to get more comfortable, they may play the entire campaign to get better with it, level up, and get some of the skills so they feel more comfortable going on.
And even knowing the lay of the land before you hop into the multiplayer can give you a huge advantage.
Right, yeah, I mean, the game, no doubt about it, the game is a deep game. And the solo campaign is very careful about presenting the build and battle structure so that when you complete it, you know specific tactics for all the units in the game.
Now, you guys are showing the multiplayer here on the show floor. That was a single player campaign demo, but we are getting just a ton of questions about the multiplayer.
Okay.
As you said, are you? You've been getting lit up on Twitter with a topic that's people are concerned about?
Well, I got a bunch of tweets recently about clan support, right? Because again, we focus a lot of energy on multiplayer. And the clan support in Starhawk is ridiculously better than what we had in Warhawk.
Ridiculously?
Epically ridiculous. I don't know, I can't come up with a better name. Let's stick with ridiculous.
That works.
It's ridiculously better. It's got a clan tournament system so that you can have clan battles. You can create clan tournaments. You can send out invites and control when they occur. You can control what the rules of measure are. You have great clan news feeds, and it's just fantastic. There's cross-server chat for clans. So you might be in my clan in another Starhawk game. I might be in one. I can go into my VoIP options and pick the clan channel, and all of the clanmates, regardless of what game they're in, can talk to each other. So if they want to coordinate practice or jumping into a game or being rough on another clan, they can do it that way.
That's almost something inspired by like an MMO situation where you have people across diverse areas.
Yeah, like a event kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other cool thing that we're doing too is again, all of this stuff is so community focused because our fans are so rabid. We're taking a lot of that core functionality and porting it to an Android app.
Really?
So you can take all of that stuff with you. You can manage your tournaments, check your schedule, check your clan news, all of that stuff with your mobile.
That's neat. You're talking about clans. Alvis from Latvia wants to get
Elvis?
Alvis.
Oh, I was gonna say Elvis is in Latvia?
Well, maybe he's using a clever pseudonym.
I thought he lived in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but maybe not. Anyhow.
He's relocated, and he wants to know, what is the scope you're talking about online in terms of players? How many in a conflict at once, how many in a clan?
Right. So, we're sticking true to the 32-player game that we had in Warhawk. Same is true for Starhawk. It's still 32 players. That gives us the right balance of the target-rich environment that we want. We know the size of the environments that we like. We know the frequency and pace of kills in combat. So it's still 32 players for a server maximum.
All right, and another question coming from T-Sub96. I don't know if that's his given name or not.
T-Sub?
T-Sub.
Oh, T-Sub.
In California, beta?
Yes, of course beta.
One of those out?
I can't say anything about that right now.
But you can say that, of course, beta.
Of course we'll have a beta. I mean, you can't have a community-driven game like this and not have a beta. And I want to make sure, there's a lot of times where betas go out and they're kind of like demos, but we have a system in Starhawk that allows us to really respond quickly to the community, whether it be, a collision hole or a bug fix or a weapon balance or a change in the skill system. During our beta, we're going to be really listening to all of the players and making those changes. So it's not just like a glorified demo that we call beta.
Right, like, hey, check out our game and play
exactly,
it. Exactly,
it matters. Yeah, Harvard and I, Harvard is our producer in Santa Monica, we really want to make sure that we're really integrating the community into our beta.
Now, do we have a time frame for that? Because, when are you guys releasing the game?
We do have a time frame.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I can't.
You can know?
No.
Can you tell
right? The Sony peeps are right there.
They're right there, like ready to pounce.
Yes.
The jib arm is keeping them at bay.
Exactly.
But
Watch your head.
I don't think if they're dedicated, that would stop them.
I would get a ninja star.
Well, how's about this for a timing question? When is Starhawk available?
I can tell you with a fairly high degree of certainty, 2012.
2012.
That's what they're telling me to say.
All right, there we go.
2012.
Staying on message. Good.
Well, that's valid.
That is.
You know what? Here's the thing. A game like this, it's organic, right? And we know we work very closely with Sony Santa Monica and the God of War team. We want it to be right, and so it's not like you're going to buy the game as much as we can do by this date. It's not like that. We have quality goals that we have to hit, and when we hit them, we'll release it.
Then you move on to the next stage.
Right.
And you know what? I think as a gamer, I appreciate that. Because I don't want you guys just hustling it out the door.
Absolutely.
All right, Dylan. Thank you so much for bringing Starhawk by. Anything else you want to mention before we send you off?
No.
All right.
I think we're done.
If you're here at E3, go by and check out Starhawk multiplayer at the Sony booth. Dylan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Now, folks.